Dan, I love your research report, short, concise, and very mathy. Describe the mathematics of a weaker dollar. Is it a gradual grind, or is there an inertial force to something surprisingly weaker over the coming months?
I think it's a grind, but before you know it, you actually start to make some progress towards some levels that people didn't think we could get to. Slow and steady. It's a momentum trade for the first time in FX in a very long time, 5 years at least. So I think a lot of people in the market have forgotten what momentum looks like.
And the momentum there is that inertial force where it really not gets out of control, folks, but just every day it's there and you wake up to it. Is it about flows or is it about rates?
I think it's actually the conflux of those two things, because you had the dollar starting the year at pretty expensive levels, has been expensive for a while. U.S. rates came down a lot, cash rates it came down a lot, and it means that the compensation for staying exposed to dollar risk for global investors is no longer there. And that's, we believe, leading to flows, which are investors, you're exiting their dollar exposure, reducing their dollar exposure, hedging their underlying dollar assets in FX terms.
Daniel, what's the most interesting currency pairing out there? Is it euro-dollar or euro something else?
Well, euro-dollar is interesting because it's got some momentum for the first time in a while, and it's breaking up to new levels, so that's catching a lot of attention. Dollar-yen is interesting for the opposite reason. It's interesting because it's really not moved yet. It seems like we have a little bit of a mini equilibrium in dollar-yen, and that's surprising to us, surprising to a lot of people who would have thought that in this kind of environment, dollar-yen would really be breaking down. I think that will still happen. If everything happened at once, then there wouldn't be anything for anybody to ever do in FX. So I do think that we'll see dollar-yen begin to participate in this, become more correlated with what's happening in euro versus USD, and break down towards 100 over the next few months.
But Daniel, if you think that actually the dollar is depreciating, what's supporting euro?
Well, I think it's that it's basically the dollar move. The euro was held back by these systemic concerns related to whether Europe would be able to get together with a mutualized aid response to the crisis. This has been addressed, not so much that it's the best response ever, but really that it's kind of good enough for the euro to participate in what is really a dollar-driven move. This is about the dollar. Not really about anything, not the market saying that everything's great in Europe. This is about market saying the dollar is too expensive and you can't justify that level with the current rate differential and
right.
low real yields.